And now we would be traveling again back to the eastern part of Germany, to the city of Magdeburg. We were there yesterday already because we visited the University of Magdeburg with Dr. Yanis. And today, Rutuja from the IDTM company will be telling us a little bit more about their work in the industrial field as they have spinned off. So the university founded a spin-off, and Rutuja is part of the spin-off and also part of Fraunhofer Tandem of the InnoHealth campaign. And Rutuja, we will just show your project presentation you had last year, and then you will be able to talk about your project and your work at IDTM. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Moritz and I'm talking to you directly out of the University Clinicum here in Magdeburg. I'm part of the INCA research group, and within the Bodytune project I'm responsible for the software development of our sensor patch and the mobile application.
Hello, I am Rutuja Salvi. I am a research and development engineer at IDTM. I am specialized in electronics and biomedical engineering. For Bodytune, I am responsible for the design and development of the hardware.
The Bodytune auscultation system allows the remote analysis of the carotid health condition with a handheld device or wearable sensor patch on the neck, controlled by a mobile application.
A large population suffers from asymptomatic carotid artery diseases. Bodytune can be used as a point-of-care and diagnostic device to detect these diseases, avoid emergencies, and improve personal health and well-being.
We will provide our partners with access to the large ecosystem that we will build around Bodytune. This ecosystem includes physicians, hospitals, industry, research institutions, and public health authorities.
Furthermore, we can support with our multidisciplinary team that has a large expertise in high-quality research and connect you to the key opinion leaders of the German healthcare sector via our strong network of universities, physicians, and industry partners.
Rutuja, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. So now you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Perfect. So thank you again for this opportunity, and this is the last event of this InnoHealth. We had a lot of fun and we met really good people, and we hope to have connected to some good collaborators already. To start with, I am Rutuja, as Carolina mentioned this, and I am employed by IDTM for the project Bodytune. So Bodytune is basically a computer-aided auscultation system for monitoring, prediction, and early diagnosis of the carotid artery diseases. So here, I am located in Magdeburg at the present, as Carolina mentioned that we are a spin-off, and so this project originally started with two partners. One was the IDTM GmbH and the INCA research group. So I think Alfredo has already mentioned about the founder and CEO of IDTM. He is also a professor at INCA, but I would add a few more things to it. So Professor Freebe is just not a professor, but an innovator, an investor, and a scientist for sure. And he has greater than 80 patents already, and he has already started 15 companies. So when we talk of IDTM, there are three major projects going on at the moment. One is MagRemon, that is magnet. Sorry, I forgot the full form. I'm sorry. And next is EasyJector, and the third one is Bodytune. I am actually working only for Bodytune. So also in the follow-up presentation, I will talk of Bodytune. So as I mentioned, this idea originally started with the collaboration of these two entities, and it was started in a discussion room. We were talking to our clinical partners, and we had this topic out that, okay, we can listen to the blood flow sounds in the carotid artery using a simple stethoscope. So the question arose that was, if we can listen to it, why cannot we measure it? And there is another thing that the clinical partners mentioned, that not every doctor is capable of listening to these sounds because the listening capacity of every person is different. So we thought about this problem from a clinical perspective, and we came to know that every sixth person in the country faces the problem of stroke once in the lifetime. And this is where we have our clinical problem to address. So we came up with a solution. So this is on the extreme left is our Bodytune device that is built with a microphone and host device, which you can call it a processing unit, and together with desktop application. So below here, you see the screenshot from the desktop application. To mention something important, here in the yellow part, we have described the measurement protocol. So now, at the moment, we are recording different signals. For example, we can hear different sounds from this location. One was the carotid artery for sure. Next was without breathing, the sounds of the carotid blood flow. Next was swallowing sounds, and another was coughing sounds. So after recording this, the segments are 12 seconds each, and together it is of 1 minute. So here on the top, you can see how the signal actually looks like. So with normal breathing, you see the signals have little higher frequencies in between. With apnea, the blood flow signal is very clear. Then we also tried to record it with controlled respiration. For example, when you visit a doctor, sometimes he puts a stethoscope on your chest and he says, take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out. And from that, we think that they actually want to listen some crucial sounds. So we also mentioned this in our signal, and the swallowing and the coughing sounds. And then here below is the CWT spectrum analysis. So on the x-axis is the time, and on the y is the frequency. So for every segment, you can see how different the components, the frequency components in the signals lie. So for example, when it is normal breathing, we can see the S1 and S2 sounds of the blood flow of the heart here lie until a little below 109 hertz. So this is a different signal. Then we went to see controlled breathing, and we see the signals are in a higher frequency range. So this is how we decide to classify these signals based on the frequency range. And on the right side, here you see only the segment, one segment of normal breathing here, and the segment from here right here, just to address how this each segment looks like. So with the help of this Bodytune device, a desktop application, and signal processing plus machine learning algorithms, we believe that the sounds of the blood flow in the artery with stenosis would be different to the blood flow in the healthy artery. So next I would go and tell you how we want this thing to work or to look like. So all this here on the left side is already that I mentioned. For example, I'm a person who is using this Bodytune device. Now I have a healthy artery. I measure it, and I get a response from after the AI algorithms that, okay, your artery is healthy, your carotid artery is healthy, or your carotid artery is not healthy. For example, now I measure it today, the artery is healthy. I measure it after 3 months, I see something here. So the sound signals when I measure after 3 months would be different to the measurements that I did 3 months before. And this is how we want to trace it. Follow up, we did some experiments. Now you see the title of the slide as biometric signature. And you can see we did some experiments on some of our colleagues just to see how each of them sound. And you can see clearly that every person here sounds different. And yes, this is again the segmentation that I showed you in the previous slides, that every person's carotid flow profile signature is different. This means that Rutuja Salvi has her own carotid profile. Carolina Wienand has her own carotid profile. And now here comes the key. We thought from a little business perspective, and we came to a thought that, okay, so now we can compare it in two ways. You can compare your own signals to the signals in future. So you set a baseline, okay, this is the healthy signal. And then after you, for example, not just for carotid artery, but also when you get a flu or a patient is diagnosed with COPD or COVID-19, for example, you can still classify these coughing sounds according compared to the healthy and compared to the with the one with the disease. So yeah. So here we define two different business models. One will be the medical device that will have to follow the ethical part, and then the clinical trials for sure. And another one is as a home care or a lifestyle device. So we imagine Bodytune to be used in every house. For example, let's take an example of the current situation of COVID-19. I come from India, and there was a time when the corona cases were higher than the number of beds in the hospital. So in this case, what if every house has this device, and they monitor it over the period of time, and they check if their corona if their lungs are getting bad or if their lungs are getting better. This is a good thing. Yeah, and we also here would like to introduce the concept of digital twin, where you can actually put your signals into the application, and then on the other end, the doctor can actually see if nothing is serious. He doesn't have to respond to you. If they're serious, he mentions that, okay, you need to come to me, and we need to do further tests. Yeah, and talking about the cost of this device, it costs 25 euros per unit, and we want to have this app that is a software as a service app with 10 euros per month as a subscription model. But however, it is still to be tested. We are working on it. How is it different to others? So firstly, it is inexpensive, as we saw it before. Then it is a monitoring device where you don't have to be sick. We had a questionnaire to ask people how often they visit their physicians, general physicians, and they said we visit them only when we are sick. So here we go. We will never know if the patient is developing a disease, but if every house has this device, they can monitor it just in 1 minute and then send the signals to the doctor. It is a remote monitoring by non-professional users also, because we want to introduce this feature into this app that they don't have to worry about the location to acquire the carotid signals. And as we all know, doctors are always experts. They know where the arteries are located, but common people, no, they don't know. And then, yes, we do early diagnosis, as we already know beforehand, and that will avoid medical emergencies. And this device will give you real-time feedback. We also hope that at some point of time, we can actually tell people the level of the blockage in arteries, like a normal ultrasound device does. So to follow our timeline, we started in 2019. Then we worked on developing this device. After the development of the device, we performed several experiments, and then we had our journal publications. So for Bodytune, we have 3 patents, 2 from Germany and 1 from the United States. I will say clinical trials ongoing. I mentioned this ongoing because we are already measuring with our colleagues, but not with real patients. Yeah, the ethical approval is in process, so we expect it to start in the next year, the first quarter of the next year. So we have also won several awards and prizes. I'm happy that we are here. And this is also why we won the InnoHealth. Yeah, and we want to found our company next year in the first quarter. We want to have our first lifestyle product by the fourth quarter and a medical certified product in the first quarter of 2020. So achievements. So we have several achievements or publications. Yeah, so we have published several articles. The biometric thing is the recent publication that we have done, and I will surely put the link in the chat. And we have also won the Life Science Venture Award, because of which we had an opportunity to present at the World Health Summit this year. It was very nice, and we also connected with several people there. And as I mentioned earlier, we have 3 patents pending, 1 from US and 2 from China. Our partners, yeah. So INCA and OVGU, Otto-von-Guericke University here in Magdeburg, are our clinical partners. Fraunhofer ISST is helping us with the AI development, and IDTM is the parent company for Bodytune. Apart from them, we also have partners in the United Kingdom, the University of Manchester, and also the NHS will provide some clinical data to us. Talking about the United States, we have also connections. We have a clinician there, Dr. Jerry Ruizen, who is helping us to collect some clinical data, and we have some connections from the University of Southern California also. And yes, our signal processing expert is here in Chile. So I will introduce him when I introduce our team in the next. So yeah, this is our network and our partners. Yeah, talking about financials, we have already received €1 million funding. So as I mentioned earlier, we started in 2019, and the current running project is until 2022. However, we have a happy news here that we mentioned additional research grant. It is approved, and it will start in the second half of next year. Yeah, so we have already received it, and the first one was from NRA. I think the second is also from NRA. Anyways, so the next, yeah, so this is our team. That's me, who is responsible for hardware development and production. Moritz Spiller for software development, that is INCA. Here is Patricio, and he is from Chile, and he is handling our signal processing and classification. Dr. Ilanes, who had a lecture yesterday, Dr. Axel Bozier, and Professor Dr. Michael Friebe are our mentors. And Yasmin Hansa and Anya Berman, who also had a presentation yesterday, are helping us to develop the AI, and they are from Fraunhofer. So that's our exciting and diverse team, I can say. And yeah, this brings Bodytune to a super success. And with that, I say thank you to all of you, and I hope that we have excited you too much that you would like to collaborate with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rutuja, for this introduction. I just want to say your video is frozen for me. I don't know if for the others. So if you can maybe switch it off and switch it on again so that we can see you also. Yes, now it's great.
Okay.
I
so
think.
Throughout the presentation, it was gone?
No, you were there, but your picture was frozen, but it doesn't matter because we saw your presentation, but just you were frozen. But no problem. So first, congratulations to all the awards and all the positive news you showed us. I was wondering one thing. You came from INCA as well. So why did you decide, this is maybe a personal question as well, why did you decide to work at a company when you were in academia before?
Okay, so to be honest, I am a student of Professor Friebe for a long time now. I did my master thesis with him. I'm not from the University of Magdeburg. I'm from Uni Halle, but I did my master thesis with them. So I was even though I was working at INCA, I was not an employee there. I was a student there. And so my master thesis was also related to this project. It was to decide on the sensor that we would like to have in the Bodytune device. So yeah, this project was actually exciting to me, and my background also suits to this one. So yeah, this is why I'm here.
Okay, just interesting to know if you come from academia, you want to stay maybe there, or you want more, you prefer to be in a company where you can sell the product or continue developing it. So I'm always interested in knowing how does also the collaboration between the industry and the academia work. And that's why I was asking what drives people to go to the industry. Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Do you want to add something?
Yes, I would like to add something because, as I mentioned in my previous slides, that INCA was started by Professor Freebe, and the company is also Professor Freebe. It is the same work culture at both places. Yeah, sometimes we have a bit of problems, but no, that's not major problems to be faced.
Right. And I was wondering, because you presented the product and you said it's still a little bit expensive and you want it to be a little bit cheaper. Are you thinking of a target group already, maybe a country or a special target group in the world? Or do you want to sell it in Germany firsthand?
So look, when I say that we want to have a medically certified product and a lifestyle product, so the lifestyle product goes for everybody, every person of every age group, right? So for example, our youngsters are now excited about the fitness thing. So maybe even the fitness studios can have one, and everyone can check their health status. And as you see, we see the heart rate and stuff like this with this device. So we would also like to add additional features to this later on, not now. At the moment, we are more into developing this product to sell it. And after we sell it to the ecosystem that we already have and the people in the field of science, and we collect some data, then with this data we can expand, or with a word of mouth publicity, we can sell this data to every part. At the moment, we have partners everywhere in the world. So yeah, if they are excited after using this, of course they will publicize it further.
Okay, great. So you will begin with your partners' locations.
Yes.
Okay, of course. Okay, these were just my two questions. Other questions from the audience as well? I'm looking to the side because there I can see if there is a hand rising or not. Yes, Dr. Drescher. We are not seeing you. Yeah, we hear you.
Thank you very much for this very nice presentation. And I think if you are trying to substitute an ultrasound device that costs thousands of euros and you want to sell one unit for 25 plus 10 euros per month for the service, I can imagine maybe in India you will find a lot of applications. Do you have already partners in Germany which are willing to use your system with focus on home care and so on? Or the other question around, can a German doctor at the moment make money using this device?
No, not at the moment, because we did not have done the clinical trials yet. And when we say that, we don't say that we want to replace the ultrasound, but imagine if a person is having stroke, if you have a Bodytune device in an ambulance, the doctors in the ambulance can put it here, check the status, and it says it is blocked 70%. Then they don't have to reach the hospital, do the ultrasound. They can take very next steps, if to give some medication or to take the patient for surgery. So this is saving time. So this is just one example. We really don't mean to replace the ultrasound, because ultrasound is a device that is only in the hospitals, in the clinics, and not in every house.
Okay, thank you very much. This is very nice, and I wish you good luck to be fast and to get forward. And in the emergency medicine, I think this would be a very, very good field of application.
Thank you very much. You are on mute.
Yeah, I was talking and talking, nobody heard me. There are other further questions from the audience? I think there are not. So thank you, Rutuja, for your presentation.
Yeah.
And if you want to get in touch with Rutuja, just go to her booth as always, and there she will be waiting for you afterwards.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.